सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकर्मणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे ओम वांगमे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्म एधि वेदस्य म आणिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासिः अनेनाधीतेन अहोरात्रान् संदधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तदवकतारमवतु अवतो माम् अवतु वकतारम् अवतो वकतारम् ओम शांति शांति शांति. So spirituality is completely a scientific phenomena. The only difference is the words that science uses to indicate some states or some objects are described in different terminology in spirituality. That is the only difference. Otherwise, spirituality is completely a scientific phenomena, because truth is one. Truth is one and same. There is no other truth. And whatever method is adopted to describe a truth, if it is really a truth, then if it is described by science, or if it is described by spirituality, it will be the one and the same. And same way, the spirituality also leads to mankind to realization of salvation. And science is also aiming to the same thing, because science aims to make the human life as more blissful as possible, and the ultimate bliss is the salvation. So both, if we take science, then it also aims at making the mankind blissful, and the same way if we take up spirituality, then also it also aims at the ultimate bliss. The spirituality aims at evolving the being or consciousness. Being means the supreme power, that is the basis of the entire universe. That supreme power manifesting in a human. Being means the ultimate power, that is the basis of entire universe, that manifests in human. Though that power is ultimate, it is not part of the entire power that is the basis of universe. It is the same. It is the same. But due to having a will of specialties, a human somehow feels, or it sounds to a human, that ultimate power has got limited in him. And when that will of specialties is removed, he again experiences, or is having a perceptible cognition that since inception he had always remained the same entity, that is the basis of the entire universe. Though in between he had a concept that is only is inference that that power was somehow restricted or had got limited. Actually, it can never happen so. It can never get limited. It can never get restricted because it governs the entire universe, and there is no means to control or restrict that all powerful, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotential entity. It cannot be. But it was just his supposition, his presumption that it has got restricted. And to remove that specialties, that that limits his perception of him being the entity that is the basis of entire universe, that those specialties that he is having need to be removed from him. And it is an abiding rule of nature that when the retractability and futility of those specialties are realized, when a human or when a seeker realizes the retractability and futility of those specialties, not only intellectually but emotionally also, then as per the abiding rule of nature, those specialties automatically gets withered away, waned from the seeker. As the snake leaves the slough, as the dead cells from the body gets waned, the same way those specialties that a person earned by spending his every drop of blood for which he died, those specialties automatically gets destroyed from him. It gets exfoliated from him. Exfoliated is the best word to narrate it. It gets exfoliated, and that needs no more process. Once the retractability and futility of those specialties are realized, not only intellectually but emotionally also, those specialties automatically get exfoliated from the human, and his consciousness proportionately gets evolved. His being proportionally gets evolved. That is the thing. The spirituality means only this. Spirituality and religion are altogether different things. Religion deals with the outer world. Religion is practiced with band of people. Collectively, it is practiced collectively. Whereas spirituality is practiced in his inner emotional world, in his pure solitude. He alone has to practice the spirituality. There is no accommodation for persons to practice the spirituality collectively. A human or a seeker can practice spirituality or pursue the spirituality individually only, and it is restrictively practiced in his inner solitude world, inner emotional world. It has nothing to do with the bodily actions. It is not at all related with bodily efforts, because bodily efforts are ephemeral, and that bliss, that consciousness is eternal, and it is an abiding rule of nature again, that what is an eternal cannot be attained by the ephemeral means. So bodily efforts can avail a person achievements of mundane world. It can avail a person wealth. It can avail a person more specialties. But it cannot evolve the consciousness. It cannot evolve the being of a person. So this is the spirituality. So we shall try to get acquainted with the entire system, the scientific system that deals with the evolution of consciousness. But is every system is having the phenomena that its understanding in entirety wipes out all the doubts in a human. The same way, the understanding of spirituality must also be in its entirety. And that is why when all these doubts are cleared, then only an inquisitive seeker can have unhindered journey of evolution of his consciousness on the path of spirituality. So an omnibus attempt will be made here to have an in-depth understanding of entire system that deals with spirituality. And it, it is so important that it must begin with the emergence of creation, because every word always has a beginning, and if we are having the if we want to have the understanding in entirety, then goes without saying that our study should also begin with this emergence of creation, because from there everything happens. And this emergence of creation and annihilation of creation is incessant phenomena. Is in this water wheel, the pots filled with the water reaches the top, then automatically its downward journey to get emptied of water starts. And again that emptied pots again starts its journey to get filled with the water. And this incessant process remains continued in the same way. The emergence of creation and annihilation of creation, the chain of the events of these both phenomena incessantly remains continued. And when there is complete annihilation of creation, then only Brahman is there, only Paramatma is there. Yes, there is no name for that entity that is the basis of entire universe. But for understanding, we shall have to have some name. That name can be any name. It can be Jesus, it can be Muhammad, it can be Krishna, it can be Ram. But there is a system, that Vedic system names that entity as Brahman, Paramatma. So we say there is no objection, there is nothing adverse to adopt that system and call that entity that is the basis of entire universe as Paramatma. So we shall use this name. And again, let it be clarified. Okay, it has no name, it has no body, it has no organs, it has no actions. Paramatma has nothing. It is imperceptible entity. It is everywhere. Sarvam khalvidam brahm. Nehna nasti kinchana. So when that state of annihilation prevails, so Brahman alone is here. Paramatma alone is here. And nothing is there. Nothing is there. Not even basic elements. Not even planets. Not even galaxies. Not even heaven. Not even hell. No any other god. Not even Brahma. Not even Vishnu. Not even Shiva. Sadameva idam agre asit. There are so many Shrutis that uphold that sad meva idam agre asi, and that sad is truth. That is truth. That is Brahman. That is Paramatma. So that Paramatma alone exists here. Exists here. So let us enter in that state and feel that is here, none other than Paramatma is there. And of course, the pillar is also there. So that will help us in the end to come, because and we have to come to that conclusion only, that the seeker himself is also Brahman. So at the time of annihilation, that is said in Gita also, that सहस्त्र युग पर्यंतम अहर्यद ब्रह्मणो विदुहु रात्रिम युग सहस्त्रांतम ते अहोरात्र विदु जनाः अव्यक्ताद् व्यक्तव्यः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्य रागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्र वाव्यक्त संगज्ञे भूतग्रामः स एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्र्यागमे अवशः पार्थ प्रभवन्त्य रागमे. So this phenomena goes on incessantly. When time of falling of night of Brahman, that is Paramatma, the night of Paramatma, the appointed moment for occurring of night of Paramatma arrives, the annihilation of entire universe takes place. And it is very, very sacred, very, very divine phenomena. People may consider it very disastrous, but it is not, because then all the objects, all the substances, and all the creatures get rested in Paramatma, Brahman. So, and when the appointed moment of occurring of day of Paramatma, it is not Brahma's night or Brahma's day as it is translated in some texts in Gita. It is not, because when annihilation is there, there is no Brahma, there is no Vishnu, there is no Shiva. Paramatma alone is there. Sadameva idam agre asid. But somehow that was wrongly translated. Bhagavan Sri Krishna said Brahman. Brahman. So he uses that Brahman Sabda for Paramatma. Sahastra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Viduhu. Brahmano. Brahmanaha. So when it is followed by the Visarga, then it becomes Brahmano. Visarga. Ha. Brahmana. Actually, word is Brahmanaha. Brahmanaha is, it means Paramatma. Brahman. Brahm, not Brahma. Brahma is not a word used by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Gita. He said Brahmano, and that is Brahmanaha. And a Brahmanaha means Paramatma. So when that appointed moment for happening of night of Paramatma arrives, the annihilation of the entire universe takes place, and only Brahman remains. So that Brahman is you, that Brahman is me, that Brahman is everything. So next time we shall begin with the following state of creation. So creation will take place, but we shall go into the prior requirements for emergence of the universe. So we shall end here by praying Paramatma. Om Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Klishta Karmane Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine